Hey everyone, Chansey here with a third developer update. I thought that in this one maybe I'd actually just go through a bit of the code and sort of how everything's put together, and I guess share the approach to building the whole thing. I know I'm a little bit late for this update. I got a little bit stuck last week. I sort of fell down this WebAssembly rabbit hole of the best approach or the fastest approach to some of the graphics and that, which is probably not necessary at this point. And but the good news is that out on the other side of that, I ended up restructuring things in a way that I find a lot nicer. Basically, I went from using like private or like npm packages to instead using npm workspaces, where so everything's in the same repository. You don't need to like build all your little, like before I had all these separate packages that I'd need to build every time I changed them and deploy them, and that was a real mess. So now everything's in the same repository and it's all kind of a lot more, a lot easier to work with. And I thought maybe I'd just go through a little bit of how it's all put together. So I mean, I guess there's a couple of boring things, like for example, this core package is pretty simple. It's just basically utility functions, just like, I don't know, little wrappers. Oh yeah, of course everything's in TypeScript, so I don't know. I've just got like the simple functions in this core package. It's not too interesting. Dependent on the core package is my ECS package, and this is probably one I might do some. I might talk about like in a separate video even more. But this is basically my own entity component system approach, and I guess I could quickly go. I'll quickly go through it. So basically, you got your component manager, your system manager, your entity manager, and a query manager. That's about it. It's pretty simple. It was just basically a way to nicely create systems and have them all just able to sort of talk to each other, or like interact with each other in a nice way, and also be able to like reliably swap things out. And I'll get to where that was really, where I've had a really good experience of that recently as well. But yeah, basically this is a world. Maybe this is a bit too big. They've got the world, just with all these events, and basically whenever you add a component, the query manager will update the queries that are registered, and the systems will basically just run on every update. Yeah, it's not too complicated. It's pretty simple. It's just to get a bit of structure when I'm creating all my systems for the app. So that's ECS. DOM is my it's kind of like the same like core. It's like utility stuff, but instead for the DOM. The reason why I've got it separate from like this core package is like I don't know. I want things to be as bare bones as they can be, right? If I can run tests without like JS DOM, for example, then that's really attractive to me. So yeah, DOM does rely on it obviously relies on the DOM. It's dependent on like Material UI and that as well. It doesn't say so in the package. Oh yeah, because that's all in this core, this dependency down here. So yeah, so it's all like React, Material UI. I'm using Recoil for state management. React Router DOM. I've had a really good experience with Recoil. Very simple way to manage state in React. It really feels like, a very small amount of code to get a lot done. So that's the DOM. That's the ECS DOM. I'll go through a few more before the fun one's a play one, but I'll get to that last. Let's see. Functions is just like my backend, or like serverless functions. So that's where, for example, let's see, I've got like the discourse, the way that I connect to discourse, single sign-on. So when you go to the forum, you're also connected to to the login from the main site. It's all the one thing, and you can like change your username on the main site, and it'll update on the forum, that sort of thing. I've got a little bit on Firestore as well. So the idea behind this is like if you play a game and your score gets updated, then we'll also update the leaderboard. But like that's something that has to happen on the back end, because we don't want anyone in any client to just be updating the leaderboard however they want. So that's a little bit of the idea behind that. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it for the functions at the moment. They're pretty, not too complicated. I've also got a services separate package as well, or a separate workspace, and that's just to wrap all my like Firebase, like I guess utility functions, all on the client side. Not terribly interesting, but that's how that looks. What else is there? Okay, so I'll get to the app last, and maybe I'll talk about Play now. Okay, so this is where the the fun stuff happens, or at least what's currently on the website, how that's sort of all put together. So yeah, a quick refresher. I'll just jump on the website so we've all got it in our minds, sort of how that looks. Let's see, if you go to Corebell and you say like, I don't know, I'll just do the 3-beat weave sort of thing. This might not work. Oh yeah, it's not going to work. I broke this. Okay, so this isn't working right now because there's something else that is working, and I suppose now is as good a time as any to show you. This is what I am working on. So this is like a way of basically creating your own animations, with your own phase or like speed or like whatever. So you can see I'm working on the right hand at the moment. I could also do stuff with the left hand, so make them both go like super fast or something. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. But yeah, anyway, so this is like it's really distracting. This is the play package, which is able to do the rendering and that sort of thing. It's using Babylon JS under the hood at the moment. And yes, so that's kind of what's going on in there, and it's using this sort of ACS architecture. So I can quickly show you. Let's say, for example, this how this looks at the moment. Flow animation system. So here you've got your system. If you've seen anything with like ACS, it might look sort of familiar. You register your queries. This is a sort of, I guess, a little addition I've done. You've also got the idea of a tuple. So for every figure and for every animator, it would for this figure and each animator, for every pair sort of thing. So then you can say, okay, for this figure and for this animator, I want to do this sort of thing. It's just one approach in the update. And yeah, so this is sort of what the systems look like. They got their lifecycle hooks, start and update. You create your prop, and then there's a few things going on here. You got the animator will update the flow timeline, and then apply whatever. Let's see. So you first work out where the prop is, and then once you've worked out where the prop is, you're going to do some inverse kinematics to work out where the hand is or where the arm should be, and then apply that to the figure. That's how that works. And yeah, so that's kind of like how it's all put together. Yeah, so I guess that's the sort of play library. Yeah, and I guess that's it. And then I guess my app package is pretty much the one that just pulls it all together. Does a little bit of layout and a bit of HTML of I don't know how the web page should look in that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Just wanted to sort of I guess lay out a bit of what I'm working with, and share a bit of how it's all put together. Yeah, as always, like, yeah, let me know if you have any questions or want me to sort of go a bit deeper on any of the details.